Welcome everyone to this week's Colorscope. My name's Elizabeth Harper. My website is sealedwithlove.com, and this week I have a very good friend that I've known for a long time from New York City, Judith Kalina. Hi, Judith.
Hi.
Judith has a lot more energy than she's showing at the moment, you'll see. She is a psychic and intuitive, and she's a fabulous artist. She's a painter and she makes collages. She lives in Manhattan and she has an exhibition coming up from the 1st of June until July, and there's an opening on the 4th of June, and she also is holding a workshop at the same place at Cornelia Street Cafe in the West Village, and she'll be holding a workshop on the 19th of June as well. So check her website, judithkalina.com, for more information on that. So we're going to use some of Judith's paintings and collages for our Colorscope this week. So the colors are red, yellow and brown. Use your intuition to select one of those, or you can select them as past, present and future. So that's red, yellow or brown. So we're going to go with red first, right? So red energy is very much about power and action and moving forward. And the red comes from this collage, from this painting from Judith. As you can see, there's yellow and other colors in there. So what does that red mean for you, Judith?
The red's kind of a base. I consider it a base. It's sort of it's kind of the energy that pulsates through all my work. And I feel it too, as we talk about it.
Right, yeah, so it's like a grounding energy. So it's like a foundation. Red is the energy of the foundation of the earth. So this is very much, before we started, I was looking at some other collages that Judith had sent me, and one of them was a house. And I was thinking, we could have brick red. And so that brick energy is about building blocks. And so, as Judith said about the red energy, it's about foundations, it's building blocks, it's the first energy that you go with. So red may be that you need to just make a decision, and it's like, just do it, just go for it. Or it may be that there's something that you have to build and you just start at the beginning. It's very much about the beginning. So when you do a painting, you put that red on first, huh?
Yes, in this particular painting.
All right then. Okay, so that's very much about you starting first. Is there anything else?
It's sort of because it permeates a lot of things. It's sort of a driving force also. So it's, and it peaks up. In this particular painting, it peaks. P-I-Q-U-E-S, kind of sticks up.
Oh, cool. I was thinking P-E-A-K-S. It's a good thing you spelt it.
Well, maybe that's a close thing, and I'm trying to think. It's when you're talking about decision making, to put a red down like that is very courageous in a way.
Yeah.
That kind of a red.
Yeah.
Because it's so forceful, and even though the painting has it has yellow and so on, the red is very dominant, very forceful. And then when you put that down, you have to be careful that doesn't over-dominate the painting. So in this way in your life, even if you're going to do something really forceful, you have to also be careful to moderate it and to bring other things out, because that's very important. So you're not just one-sided.
Yeah, that's cool. That's perfect, yeah.
Elizabeth, when you paint, you don't really think about those things, but and particularly if I've been painting a long time, so I don't really think about those things. They're just sort of intrinsic in the work.
Right.
So thank you.
Cool. So then now we have yellow. So yellow, of course, is bright and sunny, and it's the solar plexus energy. So we're kind of moving up a little bit. And look at that, there's an absolute ton of yellow in that painting. But of course, it's like yellow ochre. It has a little bit of golden kind of color to it, doesn't it? And what I notice is that yellow has, I'm looking at this green that goes with the yellow, and yellow is within green. And, you know, I often see yellow and green as, again, another decision making, but it's almost like you have to weigh things up. So that red, if there's a decision, it's go for it. Whereas with the yellow, if it's a decision, it's weigh it up, think about it, but don't worry about it too much. You know, yellow is the color that often is about worry, but yellow is often about getting out there. So it may be, you know, I keep getting the decision thing. It's almost like the whole thing is about decisions. So with that yellow energy, think about it, don't worry about it, try not to get your fear in the way. The green is about your heart, so it's check in with your heart as to what you need and what you want. And then that yellow is, you feel the fear and do it anyway, just go for it.
So what's interesting to me is about what you said, that both the paintings really tie in with decision making. And again, you know, when you paint, you're always thinking about, you're always making decisions. You're making choices all the time when you paint. It's a very important thing. And you have to be, just plunge in. And so a lot of my paintings are very intuitive. I don't really think much. I just paint.
Right.
So there's a kind of a quality of plunging in and feeling my way through, and it's an intuitive thing.
Yeah.
And only because I've been kind of trained, I have been trained, is that I can make decisions later looking at it. But to work, you need to plunge in.
Yeah.
It's very intuitive.
I like that.
So the idea of the heart, I love that. I think that's a great thing because of that. That the heart really has to enter in also. It can't be just with your mind. There's also something about this painting that's like a doorway to me, and maybe that has the same quality as what you're talking about, because when you move forward into something, I started with the red, and you sort of are moving forward, and then to move in through the yellow. This is New York City, second Avenue. It's just a riot. Until I got my hearing aids, I never even knew how noisy it was. It's a pretty quiet place. Okay. So there's something emerging, you know, because the yellow, you don't know if the yellow is going to take over, or the blue, or how they're relating to each other. But there's a kind of an emergence in this. See how they sort of interact.
Right.
So again, a lot of these things to me are like about passages. So when you come to a doorway, do you open it or not? You know, it's like a Lady and the Tiger. Oh,
right.
The tiger, I just realized.
Right.
What choices do you make? And even in painting and in your intuition, whatever you do, you have a little bit of that hope, which I think yellow has, and then you have anxiety, which also yellow has.
Right.
And it's always a question of balance and moving forward, and the best thing is with the heart, I think. Just move forward with the heart and you can get there.
Cool. I like the doorway thing, the open doorway.
I just realized it.
Yeah. When the doorbell rings, go and see what's there.
You know, I used to say something. I used to say, when the bus comes, take it.
Very nice. Yeah, don't be a buzzkill.
But there's always a little anxiety and a little hope. They're mingled.
Right.
And I think you have to know that. Anyway, this is my. Can you see it?
Now we're moving on to brown. We're moving on to brown. So the brown energy, brown is very mothering, and it's it can tend to be very comforting. So yeah, let's look at your brown. This is a collage. This is one of Judith's collages. So if you can see, we got the brown from that beautiful leopard that's there with the spots. There's actually, and I've told this story before, in the tarot, there's a card which is the Queen of Wands, and she has a panther by her side, and as she changes and gets to know herself, the panther changes into a leopard and she changes into a red-headed woman. woman, and she changes from a black-headed woman into a red-headed woman, and then as she changes again, she changes into a golden-haired woman, and before the leopard can change into a lion, she pinches its spots so she can remember the dark places that she came from. So that energy is very much about remembering those dark places, but also seeing the light. You see, in between the dark places, there's all the light. So it may be that you're looking at memories, you could be looking at some things that are happening in your life that just look overwhelmingly difficult or challenging, but then it's to look at the light, look at what you're gaining, look at all that fabulous stuff that's coming to you, and when you do that, when you embrace that wonderful, the blessings that are there, then more blessings can come to you. What were you doing when you put this collage together, Judith? Was there a particular focus?
I was so excited when I found this. I found a book of these animals, and I found the leopard first. I was just so excited. As you said, it was something very comforting, and also something that allowed me to break free.
Oh, yeah.
This one particularly, because the other collages are very different. But when I started working and did this one, I felt like I'd found a vein of gold, which is kind of for me, it's that creativity that comes without even thinking. It just comes up and out.
Yeah.
And what was interesting for me in this is that the leopard is so comforting, that brown and gold of the leopard. And it's sort of like the leopard knows where he is in space. He's not thinking, he's just being present. And all these things happening, he's in a cage. And all these aspects of life and things are happening around him in the collage. And at the same, these colors and so on. But at the same time, he's very secure where he is. So when you're talking about past, of things that kind of grip us and can get us, the sense of self that comes through in the leopard for me is kind of a sense of oneness. No matter what happens, I'm still here.
Right. That's good. I like that. That's perfect.
So that's it.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Judith, for sharing your art with us and your work. And again, remember that Judith is in Manhattan and she has her exhibition June 1st until, I think it's the end of July, right?
Right, just about the end of July.
Wow. And she has a party on June 4th at the Cornelia Street Cafe from 5:30 until 7:30, did you say?
5:30 to 7, it's in the West Village.
Cool. So
it's a great place.
Yeah, so that's for the exhibition, for the opening of the exhibition. So hope you can join her there and have a great time and take a look at her paintings, her collages. So take a look at her website, judithkalina.com, and take a look at my website, sealedwithlove.com. Coloricious blessings to all of you. See you next week. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.